Welcome, welcome. Opinion Guru TV, welcome. We are live. We are at Nathan Phillips Square at the Abolish the Police protest. We'll see what's going on. Sheriff, welcome to the live. Sheriff, welcome. Classy, welcome to the live. Classy, welcome. Good morning, Classy. We are at Nathan Phillips Square and we are at the Abolish the Police protest. People are saying they are tired of all the apologies and no action. So I'm gonna remove my mic soon so we can hear what the speakers has to say. Quite a bit of people are here. The Aboriginal people are here too. They are beating the drums now. I'm not sure if you can see. I'm gonna try and move closer. Yes, but it starts at 2 o'clock. So it's a bit early right now. It starts at 2. Classy. So I'm gonna remove my mic and then you guys can hear some of the drums.
tribal context, I would like to introduce my very own Consulate.
Welcome all. Welcome. We say no apology. We say abolish. We say no apology. We say defund police, prisons, and all carceral institutions. We say abolition. The Abolitionist Pride March occurs in a number of contexts of escalating policing and carceral injustice, as well as our continuing refusal of and resistance to policing and prisons. Today, as we march through the streets of downtown to Toronto, remember our inspiring histories of resistance to the police and oppression, as well as charting ways forward for our current struggles for livable, queer, and trans futures without police and prisons. Last week, we refused with a resounding no that resonated and reverberated across the country to the apology from the Chief of Police for the escalating racist and vicious attacks against Black, Indigenous, 2SL, LGBTQ, poor, unhoused, and disabled people in the city. We did not ask Chief Famous half-assed apology, an insult, no doubt, as we continue to push for defunding and abolishing the police. What we demand and say is yes to the livability of our lives. Just across from us in City Hall, John Tory and his supporters continue to use the police and private security to viciously attack the encampments of unhoused people, including Indigenous, Black, and overlapping groups of queer and trans people. This is the same John Tory that Pride Toronto has asked us to join with, but we refuse to join with John Tory and instead say, house the homeless, feed the poor, kick John Tory out the goddamn door. Pride Toronto also hosted Doug Ford at its dignitaries' breakfast despite his regime being anti-queer and anti-trans, very pro-police and anti-worker, being responsible for social murder in the continuing pandemic and in its war against the poor, against people with disabilities, those on social assistance, and those who are unhoused. And we know that over the weekend, in fact, I have gotten numerous emails and numerous texts and numerous tweets that said that trans and queers and LGBT people were feeling quite unsafe at the Pride events yesterday because of the upscale police policing that has taken place in the city, that has made people unsafe. Ford has a strategy of expanding the police, who are already a major threat to Black, Indigenous, and racialized people, and making the police central coordinators of social agencies and policies. Our response and refusal needs to include the repeal of Bill 251 and the broader strategy it is part of, which attacks migrant, sex workers, and Black, Indigenous, racialized young people. We must rebel against this. Ford was recently re-elected, and his racist, pro-police, anti-sex work, anti-poor, and anti-disabled people's agenda is also too clear. We cannot wait 4 years. We need community-based mass movement, organizing and coalitions right now engaged in mass and direct actions that take direction from Black, Indigenous, and racialized activists to disrupt and obstruct this government. We will be delivering, this message to Queen's Park a bit later. The Black reckoning in this city In tandem with the global uprising against police brutality and killings of Black, Indigenous, and racialized people in North America, mobilized communities to organize and defund and demand the defunding and abolishing of police. What we have witnessed in the years that followed during the pandemic is expanded policing, the reassertion of settler colonialism attacks on land and water defenders and land-back movements, and brutality against Black and racialized activists. Despite this despairing impact, there has been a movement of resurgence and refusal, such as in the No Pride in Genocide organizing in 2021, and in the ongoing activism of NPPC and others, and all of us here to defund and abolish police and prisons.
Thanks, Beverly. What do people have to say here? What do you think about the police? I thought so. I thought I was in the right crowd. The police are being expanded, and we need to be very clear about this, to be used against us. We see the use of police to intimidate organizers and shut down or curtail organizations. This includes Black activists and Indigenous land and water defenders. In Toronto, part of the police and private security attacks on the encampments and their supporters was to destroy and weaken encampment solidarity organizing. But we're here to say no. We are not going to let you intimidate us, and we're going to continue to support unhoused people and encampments despite what John Tory and the police and John Ford try to do. Part of the expansion and militarization of policing is to prepare for our resistance, rebellions, and refusals as they try to put down our movements and organizing, and as rebellions will grow against their imposition of racialized austerity measures. At the same time, we see the differential way that they address white supremacist and fascist organizing, who they have allowed to grow as a major threat to all of us, to Black, Indigenous, and queer and trans people. We say no to fascism, no to white supremacy. In the United States, the neoliberal right wing, and let's be clear, the right wing is neoliberal in character, has launched major attacks on trans young people and has now broadened this into attacks on all queer young people as they wish to prohibit any contact between queer and trans adults and young people. They charge us with being so-called groomers when they actually enforce heterosexist and transphobic terrorism in people's lives all the time. On top of this, they have just launched a major assault on reproductive justice and the rights of all those who can get pregnant, which will have a differential impact on Black, Indigenous, and racialized people. We take this up further at the U.S. Consulate, which will be soon on our route. In this context, mainstream LGBT groups like Pride Toronto are again collaborating with the police and employing private security forces. We have heard reports in the last few days of Black, Indigenous, and other queer and trans people being made to feel unsafe at Pride Toronto events because of the major police and private security presence. Pride Toronto would rather ally with the police than with those most affected by police violence, including Black, Indigenous, and racialized communities, and queer and trans people. Instead, abolitionists rely on our own community-based marshals, as we are doing today. We have no fucking permits from the police for anything we are doing today, and we're going to make sure that we're all safe. show how we can organize our own safety without police and prisons. Sorry, I've got a little bit more to say. This is assisted by the form of organization taken up by groups like Pride Toronto, which replicate corporate forms of organizing with executive directors, boards of directors who are responsible to the corporation and not to the membership and communities. Along with this is a reliance on corporate and state funding. If you go to the Pride Toronto Festival area, and I went there to support the Trans March, the TD fucking logo is everywhere. It really does seem to be TD Pride. A nightmare image with the very same TD involved in attacks on Indigenous people and funding climate destruction. We address this in a minute, but I do want to point out that one of the reasons we're here is not only because of John Tory and City Hall, but also because of the TD Bank just down there at the corner. The continuing pandemic inflicts eugenic and racist practices against many in our communities.
So-called normal politics, pushed by mainstream groups, is meant to define disabled, aging, black, racialized people and others as supposedly disposable. Welcome to the live. Hashtag welcome to the live. We affirm that no one is disposable. No one is expendable, including calling for ending vaccine and treatment apartheid on a global scale. We also need to reject returning to so-called normal, white middle-class, ableist, LGBT plus politics, which forgets all we have learned from the global uprising against anti-black racism and the police in 2020, and no pride in genocide in 2021. It also means that we need to view our struggle as entirely intertwined with the struggles of the Palestinian people against Israeli apartheid. Viva, viva, Palestina! Viva, viva, Palestina! Hashtag welcome to the live. For all these reasons, we need to move beyond limited rights-based politics, which are about integrating us into racist, sexist, heterosexist, welcome to the live. Class-based institutions, and instead to adopt an abolitionist politics, like we are doing today, based on defunding and abolishing policing, carceral, and disciplinary institutions, not in the future, not fucking after the revolution, but fucking right now. And on instead building our own alternatives now that build community safety and address people's real social needs. This is how we collectively make livable futures. Today is an important start to this project. Thank you. Okay, I've also been asked to address the TD Bank, which some people will actually have to turn backwards to actually see. I'm hoping people are stickering it with the wonderful stickers that we have. The TD Bank is a major corporate sponsor of Pride Toronto and many other Pride activities.
It is one of the largest fucking banks in the world. It funds fossil fuel extraction and climate destruction and numerous attacks on Indigenous people, on Indigenous land and water defenders. We say no to the TD Bank. No to corporate sponsorship. Now, in 2010, Pride Toronto, in its infinite wisdom, decided to bar Queers Against Israeli Apartheid from marching in Toronto Pride because of pressures from the Israeli state and people at City Hall and people in Queen's Park. In response, there was a whole flurry of community-based resistance, which turned back that censorship. One of the groups that was formed was called the Lesbian Billionaires. It was a comedy group that attacked corporate sponsorship of Pride. Now, I have permission from Rachel Epstein and the Lesbian Billionaires to actually repeat some of the chants that they used, and you should be ready to boo them. Just to give you a picture though, the Lesbian Billionaires were lesbians who were dressed up in cocktail dresses, carrying cocktail glasses, and handing out Monopoly money. Okay, so keep that in mind. They had two really wonderful slogans that I hope you will find satirical but also worth booing. So one of their slogans was, "Who's Pride? TD Pride. Who's Pride? TD Pride. Who's Pride? TD Pride." Also, as they passed out Monopoly money, they would ask the following question: "Can we buy your pride? Can we buy your pride? Can we buy your pride?" Unfortunately, TD Bank thinks they can, and we're here to send a resounding fuck you to TD Bank. And Pride Toronto should break all its fucking ties with TD Bank right now. Right now.
Let's hear it one more time for Beverly and Gary. Okay, so just before we get started, we have some quick safety announcements from our lead Marshal Sabra.
Hi everyone, thank you for coming. I'm just gonna talk for a few seconds. As you can see, we are visible with our orange vests, and if you need anything, you can come to us. We are here to ensure safety, but we are not enforcing anything, so do what you want to do. Just if you need help, if you need support, go to the marshals or communicate it to me or anyone around the truck, and just keep safe. And I'm gonna just do a chant and then we probably gonna walk. From Turtle Island to Palestine, colonization is a crime. Then to Palestine, colonization is a crime. From Turtle Island to Palestine, colonization is a crime.
Okay, everybody, our first stop is going to be the U.S. Consulate, so let's get going.
So I think they're gonna march now, and I think we're gonna go to University Avenue to the American Consulate. I think it's 360 University. The music is playing, so I put my mic in. I don't want it to get strike. I don't want them to take down the channel, the live. So I'm gonna see if the mic will help. But it's pretty loud. It's pretty loud down here. We'll see. How long it's gonna stay up. Cause the music is playing. The speakers are on the truck. It's pretty loud. So again, it's OpinionGuru TV. We are live. We're in Toronto. We're at Nathan Phillips Square. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. Share. Subscribe. We're at the Abolish the Police protest. And we're live. So I'll keep my mic in for a bit and see if that gonna stop the music from reaching the algorithm, but the YouTube algorithm is very sensitive, so I'm not sure, but I guess we're gonna find out. So again, welcome to the live. It's a good turnout. Lots of people, especially on a Sunday. The truck is moving now, so we are on the move. So we're at Nathan Phillips Square. We are live. We are at the Abolish the Police protest. And we're on the march to university. And I think the next stop is gonna be at the American Consulate on University Avenue. So I have my mic in because of the music and the copyright and of course YouTube. YouTube is very sensitive when it comes on to copyright music. So we'll see how long the live is gonna stay up for. So we are on the move. Professor Foxtrot. So my mic is in because music is playing and the YouTube algorithm very sensitive. I'll take it out again when the speakers are talking. Welcome to the live. It's a nice day in Toronto, very warm. Lots of people are out on a Sunday. Yes, we're live. We're in Toronto. We're live. It's like a party down here today. Now you can see why my mic is in, because of the music. This is why my mic is in, because of the music. The music is good, people are dancing, but the YouTube algorithm is very sensitive when it comes on to music. So, it's OpinionGuru TV. We're live. We're in Toronto, Nathan Phillips Square, and we're on our way to university, to the American Embassy, and I guess some more speakers are gonna speak then. So I'm just walking along and carry the speech. So welcome, Guru family, welcome. Welcome to the live, Guru family, welcome. It's a good turnout, lots of people, music, people are in a good mood. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to the live. I have my mic in because the algorithm is sensitive to copyright music. So I'm trying to see if the mic will stop it so we can stay live for a bit. So that's what's going on. Oh. So we're on university now. University Avenue. So they're on their way up to the American Consulate, and then I think some more speakers are gonna talk. So we'll see. But I have my mic in the music. classy. Lots of people. Lots of people. And it's a Sunday. Lots of people, classy. In case you guys are wondering, it was a subway. It's not no hole or anything. It's just the subway. To go down in the subway. See? Yes, we're out here. We're on university. It's OpinionGuru TV and we're live. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. YouTube. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Lots of people, lots of people. The American embassy is not that far away. I'm gonna try and zoom. The American flag is just up there. Let's see, let me try. It's just there behind the Canadian flag, but the wind is not blowing, so you can't see it. But anyway, we're gonna head up there, so you'll get a close-up. See, just a little wind, but it's right there behind that Canadian flag. The US flag is there. See? Look. You can almost see it now. That's the American embassy right there. The US flag is flying over it. That's where we're headed. So we're almost there. Opinion Guru TV, we're live. Guru family, welcome, welcome, welcome to the live. We're on University, we're in Toronto, Canada. And we're on the move. Please, thumbs up. Please, thumbs up. The music is playing, so I have to keep my mic. There is the CN Tower in the background. I'm gonna try to do a close-up of that. There you have it, the iconic CN Tower. That's all the way to the top, guys. Alright, Turner, welcome to the live. Yes, Turner, good turnout, especially it's a Sunday. Good turnout, alright, Turner. Welcome to the live, Opinion Guru TV. Please thumbs up, share, subscribe. So we are on our way to the American Consulate on University Avenue. I have to keep my mic in because of the music. The YouTube algorithm has a complex when it comes on to copyright music. So we are here now. This is the American Embassy right here. That's the US flag. Let me give you guys a close-up. That's the US flag right there. I thought that they were gonna give speeches, but I guess they just wanted to walk by the American Embassy. I'm not sure if it's because of the ruling to overturn Roe v. Wade, but they are passing by. So that's the embassy right there, and we're on the move. So I just try and keep you guys entertained until the music stops. Then I'll just take out my mic and then you can have a listen to whatever is being said. So, music is still playing. We are here. The embassy has the pride flag right there. Today is the Gay Pride Parade also downtown in Toronto. So I think it's one of the largest one too, Gay Pride Parade. So yes, that's the Gay Pride flag and it's being flown off the American embassy. So, and this is where they stop. So I'm gonna see if they're gonna have any speech. I'm gonna try and get up to the front to hear what's going on. And of course, let you guys hear instead of people reporting this and reporting that. You will hear live for yourself. Yes, so it's about the abortion right, the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So I'm gonna remove my mic so you can hear. 1 sec.
So-called trigger laws. And these trigger laws automatically restrict or eliminate access to abortion once Roe was overturned. And then we know that in places like Mississippi and in the southern states, and also in some of the central states, but the states where the majority of people are Black, Latinos, poor, right? This is where the states are impacted the most in terms of the overturning of Roe versus Wade. And as soon as that was announced, abortion clinics, Planned Parenthood in those states were forced to close immediately, even though people were in the waiting room waiting for abortions. The vicious, heteromasculinist, conservative, right-wing attack on the reproductive rights of women, trans and non-gender conforming people must be condemned. This move will mean that women, trans women, and non-gender conforming, particularly Black, racialized, indigenous, and disabled and poor, will end up dying from backyard abortions, as we used to call them. And providing abortions will also be incarcerated and driven further into poverty. Clarence Thomas of the U.S. Supreme Court has already begun to make moves to overturn LGBTQ marriage and queer and trans rights in the U.S. This is legislated terror, plain and simple. Globally, we must refuse this decision and take to the streets, as we have seen people across the U.S., women in particular leading this, taken to the streets to condemn this move. We've had a protest here yesterday in front of the U.S. Consulate protesting this, because this is a global struggle. Because for those of us who are racialized and Black and queer and indigenous, and particularly for many of us who are in the South, we have already been experiencing and have for decades been experiencing the control and the sterilization and the management of our own reproductive our body, our own reproductive lives and our bodies and the control of our bodies. So we must globally refuse this decision and take to the streets to fight for our reproductive rights and lives of women, trans and non-gender conforming people everywhere.
Thank you so much, Beth. Gotcha. Thank you so much, Beth, for your powerful words. Up next, I have Rajan from the Workers' Action Center to speak.
No justice? No peace! 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 Well, it's so beautiful. It is so wonderful to be here with you today and not at that corporate piece of shit pride that they have. This is how we take action. This is where we show love. This is what community looks like. This is what pride looks like. Those same people that they are platforming over there and telling them that they are our people are the same people that are keeping our people poor. That are extracting ideas and art and culture and everything that is about this community, that is extracting it and paying us poverty wages and telling us that there is no way that they can pay us more while they rake in billions of dollars in profits. Our liberation will be one that is led by queer and trans people, by queer and trans workers. Right now, we have re-elected a conservative government. Doug Ford has been re-elected. And they will try to tell us that is a showing of the way that people in this province, people in these cities, people in our communities feel.
Fuck Doug Ford!
But we can elect Doug Ford. Less than 17% of the people that can vote voted for this man, and we know a hell of a lot of more people in our communities cannot vote.
Fuck Doug Ford!
Fuck Doug Ford!
We don't live
And they
in
have always
democracy!
done, they will try to come at us, they will try to slash social assistance. Already, our paid sick days are set to expire at the end of this month. They want us to get sick and go to work and die, but we will not let that happen because we will fight, we will kick, we will scream, we will show up every single day that they try to shut us down. You are so beautiful. It is so wonderful to be able to stand here with you against all the odds, under whatever conditions that they throw us, because we know that we love each other, that we love our communities, that we love the land that we are standing upon, and we will continue to fight with each other until everything is changed, until the police that they put billions of dollars of money into, instead of putting that money directly into people's pockets so they can pay their rent and afford groceries, are abolished. We will continue to fight. No justice! No peace! 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 Thank you.
says, I truly wish I could have been with you all today in person because the No Pride in Policing Coalition is an important organization which continually speaks to the frustrations many members of our community still face. You're doing the invaluable work of naming the layers of systemic discrimination and calling on all of us to step up and take action however and wherever we can. I'm proud to be an ally of an organization which rightly demands the reallocation of the bloated police resources to frontline workers who are better equipped to address the challenges our friends and neighbors experience. I'm proud to be an ally of an organization that loudly reminds everyone that sex work is work and that the Fort Conservatives are intent on passing legislation which would criminalize the new norm. I am just so proud that our communities have a voice like yours and that I can send this message of solidarity. Today and always, with your theme for this year in mind, Abolitionist Pride, reclaiming our radical histories and creating livable futures, let's remember our collective victories with pride, and let's look to our collective future with hope and confidence. Up next, Audrey will read a statement from OpSU.
Okay, this is from the president of OpSU. Today we celebrate decades of resistance and resilience. Today we celebrate our pride. In September 2000, the Pleasure Palace was raided by the police. I was there that night, and so were many Black, Indigenous, and immigrant members of the queer community. No one there knew what it was to feel protected or served by the police. Everyone there knew what it felt like to be bullied and intimidated. Just weeks after the raid, many of us were charged with trumped-up violations. What did we do? We organized. We raised money. We met with community members. We held protests outside 52 Division. We spoke at police board meetings. We filed formal complaints with the Ontario Human Rights Commission and a class action suit against the Toronto Police Service for violating our charter rights. For 5 years, we did not back down. We won! That's the kind of energy we are harnessing right now in these streets to end racism and violence by the police. In 2000, we were proud to take action against bullying, intimidation, and prejudiced police practices. And now, 22 years later, I'm proud to join with Black, Indigenous, and racialized communities to keep fighting against oppression. To Beverly and the No Pride in Policing Coalition, I'm so grateful to you all. Thank you for always marching forward to continue the fight against police violence and discrimination. It's real and it's systemic. A report this month showed that Toronto police still use more force against people of color. It's more evidence of what we already know, that systemic discrimination exists, it's rampant, and it's why we still organize today. Even though I can't be here with you in person, I remember with you the radical roots of pride, and I celebrate with you the radical work you do every day. As the first openly queer president of OpSU, this is an especially meaningful pride for me and for all OpSU members. Here we are. We know where we've been, we know how far we've come, and we understand how far we have to go. We are proud. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Audrey. So our next stop is 52 Division. So let's go.
Fuck you, 52! 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 Fuck you, 52!
Yes, so that's the speech, and I think now they're on their way to 52 Division. So I put my mic in because of the YouTube algorithm, and it's very sensitive to music, especially copyright music. So you gotta bear with me. Please thumbs up. Please thumbs up. Welcome to the live. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Opinion Guru TV live. Thanks for coming. Big tune. It's a party down here. Serious issues, but man, it's hard to not enjoy the music. Big tune. Welcome to the live. We're on University Avenue. We're in Toronto. Big tune. People just doing their thing. In Jamaica, you say people is busting a move. Yeah. So they are busting a move. Welcome to the live Opinion Guru TV. So that's the accessible bus for people with disability that are here. They can get a ride in the bus. People in wheelchair and stuff like that, they can get a ride. So that's what's up. Welcome to the live Opinion Guru TV. Welcome. We are in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And it's Sunday, 26 June, 2022. I'm wondering who is the DJ? The DJ playing some tunes. The sky looks gray. I'm not sure if it's gonna rain today. I didn't check, but it looks gray. I hope it doesn't, but it is what it is. We don't mind a little water. That's what it is. See? As I say, people are dancing. That's what's up. You know, YouTube algorithm is sensitive to music. I hope my mic can stop it, but it's pretty loud. The speakers are on the truck. I just wanted to show from up front what's happening, and then I'll kind of drift back out of the music. But it's on that speaker right there. So this is what's happening. The speakers are there. Let's see what the sign is saying right here. Let's see. We must change everything. So that's what's going on. We are at University and Dundas right now. See, this man here is really enjoying himself. Yeah, enjoying the music, why not? Please thumbs up, please thumbs up. Welcome to the live. Guru family, welcome to the live. Please thumbs up.
Division's raid on 4 bathhouses on February 5th, 1981, part of a larger campaign during the time. 3,000 people swept down Yonge Street Center chanting, "Fuck you, 52. Enough is enough. And no more shit." On June 28th, the first Lesbian and Gay Pride Day March stopped outside 52 Division with the same chants, and the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, an anti-right-wing convent of gay men dressed as nuns, conducted an exorcism. Still, in 2014, prior to World Pride, Tavis used the guise of protecting the LGBT plus community to clean up Black, racialized, and unhoused people. So it's my pleasure to introduce Gary Kinsman to speak on the bath raids and to lead us in some chants.
Fuck you, 52! 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 Now I want to take you on a little bit of a time-traveling experience. In 1981, that fucking building was not there. We would have had a much better view of 52 Division. I'm speaking here today on behalf of Tom Hooper, who who was unable to be here today, who is a historian of the Toronto bath raids. I was a member of the Rights and Privacy Committee in 1981, and we organized the resistance against the bath raids. I was also a founding member of the Lesbian and Gay Pride Day Committee in 1981 that organized the first Pride in Toronto at the end of June to celebrate the Stonewall riots in Grange Park, just over here. It's important for us to remember the queer and trans histories of all of these fucking streets and not just think it only happens at Church and Wellesley. In early February of 1981, 52 Division coordinated a mass arrest at 4 different bathhouses in early February. They used the body house laws, saying that we were found in a common body house, which of course was also the laws used against sex workers at that time. The next night, 3,000 people gathered at Yonge and Wellesley, and we heard Chris Burchill say, "No more shit! No 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 more shit!" 3,000 of us then tore down Yonge Street, some people trying to turn police cars over, a TTC streetcar getting its windows smashed. And then we came here to 52 Division, which was protected by a wall of cops. We chanted, you've already chanted this, "Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! In 2022, unfortunately, we still need to chant "Fuck you 52," which has been incredibly involved in attacks against black communities and also against people in the encampments, including against Jordan last week or just a couple of days ago. So "Fuck you 52" is not only about the 1980s, it's about 2022 as well. The other chant that we used in 1981 was "Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Enough is enough! Stop police repression! Enough is enough! Stop police repression!" On Pride Day that year, the first time that Pride was ever marked at the end of June, we marched to 52 Division, as you've already heard. And we chanted, "Fuck you 52," we chanted "No more shit," and we chanted "Enough is enough." We stopped here for 10 minutes. For some crazy reason, the committee decided I was going to apply for a police permit. Well, while I was away, they decided that, so I had to spend my wage work time negotiating with the police that week. The police gave me shit for us stopping in front of 52 Division for more than 10 minutes. Anyway, Pride Toronto, which claims to have started in 1981, which really doesn't start for a number of more years when they actually get incorporated and have an alliance with Coors Beer against all of those people fighting against Coors Beer, including queer and trans people in the United States. They claim a history going back to 1981. They are a travesty, a complete abandonment, an embarrassment of that history. As one of the organizers in 1981, when I went to see TD Bank Pride the other day, I wanted to vomit. It is disgusting what they have done to our movement and our community. But in 1981, we came to 52 Division and we denounced them and we continue to denounce them. So I'm just going to end up with two of the chants. It was amazing, actually, in early February 1981, to be among thousands of people chanting, "No more shit! No 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 more shit!" And of course, fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Fuck you 52! Okay.
So happy to introduce the fabulous and amazing Chanel Iran. Give it up! Love you so much. Hello everyone! Happy Abolitionist Pride! Fuck yeah! This is what makes me proud to be queer still. The only reason I can still stand here is with the abolitionists. Y'all fucking look good too. Hey everyone, my name is Chanel Gallant, and back in the summer of 2000, I was ecstatic to get invited to be on the Toronto Women's Bathhouse Committee. Who here has heard of the Pussy Palace? Okay, so it was a queer women's bathhouse, right? In the late 1990s, it was raided by the cops in this division. The officers had absolutely no reason to enter except to harass 300 queer women and trans people who were undressed, swimming, and having sex. The officers provided many excuses for the raid, all of which were lies. Do you know how I know that? Because they all lie! Right! 2, because public safety is not their job and it never has been. 3, because we had our own community safety team. Long before we were using the language of abolition and transformative justice, we already knew that safety was the community's job. We did not rely on the police to come in after an incident. We worked tirelessly to address and prevent issues of harm in the space. I mean everything from fire codes and tripping hazards to sexual consent. We handled it. Because who keeps us safe? So, our approach to sexuality was visionary. We integrated consent culture into everything we did. And I want to tell you a story about my experience in the bathhouse. At my first bathhouse, I signed up to provide lap dances as a little baby bisexual survivor. I was terrified to be taking such a bold step into my sexual freedom and expression. And that night, I was dancing for someone, and the chemistry between us was great, and that's where I wanted it to end. So when they said, "Can I touch you, baby? I know you want me to." I pointed my finger at the sign behind their head that said, "No touching the dancers." And I said, "No." They dropped their hands. I felt relieved, powerful, elated. For once, I had a community that would protect my yes and my no. In that moment, we both knew the community would handle it if they pushed it. The Toronto Women's Bathhouse Committee was a radical sexual liberation organization. It was the first women's bathhouse in all of North America. It was trans women inclusive from the beginning. It provided hundreds of queer people with their first social justice training. And it was far from perfect. We are keenly aware now of the mistakes we
made back then. And part of transformative organizing is learning from those mistakes. But when we were raided, we mobilized, we organized, we launched a human rights complaint, we crowdfunded the legal defense fund, we plastered our posters all over. And that is why the Pussy Palace raid was the first and last ever raid on a women's bathhouse. We won. We won one of the largest financial settlements against the police service in Canadian history. We forced an apology and gay sensitivity training from the cops. We'll come back to that. We won in the courts. The judge threw it out and accused the cops of sexual harm against those in the bathhouse, which was true. Our win was on the front page of the Globe and Mail and was carried around the world. Because when the police kicked our party, the entire community kicked them back. We fought the police with the full support of our community, including so many men like Gary who had survived their own bathhouse raids. But you know what else we won? More LGBT cops. Whoops, we asked for it. It was in the settlement. We at the time believed that this reform would help to reduce the harms of policing on our community. But what we've learned since then is you can't reform the police. A rainbow-colored fist is still a fist. And that's why we are here again, with this police service, again, apologizing for brutalizing Black and Indigenous people. And we saw Professor Beverly Bain so powerfully refuse to let the cops turn their abuse into yet another PR stunt. They apologized to us by force. Then they apologized to us again in 2016. We rejected it. Police apologies are just Canada's versions of thoughts and prayers. They can save it. We don't want an apology. We want to disarm, defund, dismantle. Abolish the police so our communities can take back the power, take back the resources to implement our own community safety measures. We've shown that we can do it. We just need to build the power to win it. So thank you to organizers, because who keeps us safe? We keep us safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So up next, I'd like to introduce Joy Wong from Friends of Chinatown.
Hello, everyone. So we are Friends of Chinatown. We are a grassroots collective fighting housing, economic, and racial injustice in downtown Toronto's Chinatown. So Toronto's Chinatown history can be traced to several sites in the past century, many of which acted as a place of resistance and gathering for queer communities. Oh, I'm a little too close. Okay. The city's first Chinatown is actually where we started this march. It's where present-day City Hall and Nathan Phillips Square is, okay? In the 1940s and 50s, the Continental House Hotel, formerly located at Elizabeth and Dundas, was a site of early lesbian culture, of sex work, of Chinese men. The Continental is a great example of what marginalized communities had in terms of safe spaces for themselves amidst widespread racism and homophobia. In 1958, Police Chief James P. McKee launched a sustained campaign against sex workers and homosexuals, granting cops the power to arrest and detain women simply for being out on the street at night. Continental Hotel faded away, in the late 1950s, plans emerged to construct a new Toronto City Hall where First Chinatown was located. In an act of state-sanctioned racial violence, more than 2/3 of First Chinatown was expropriated for City Hall against the wishes of the Chinese community. Slowly, because they had nowhere else to go, the majority of the Chinese community moved westward to Spadina and Dundas. In 1981, as we all know, in the bathhouse raids, in which Asian men were also arrested among others, protesters marched from Queen's Park to 52nd Division, which is on the edge of Chinatown, of current-day Chinatown. We can't use #StopAsianHate to instill more policing in our communities. They have never kept us safe. They will never keep us safe. Our legacies and existences in the past and present day have been in opposition to the repeated efforts of police and state violence to erase us. Queer liberation cannot exist in a police state. No cops in Chinatown, no cops in Pride.
Thank you so much, Joy. So now we'll be moving up to university and college, where we'll address the Toronto Board of Education.
That was some of the speeches. So we're gonna move up to college and I think university, they said. So we'll see what's going on. Thanks for watching. Please thumbs up. I put my mic in because of the YouTube algorithm and how it is, how it treats lives when music, especially copyright music, the algorithm is very protective. As it should be, because it's people's intellectual property, so it should protect it. But I have to put the mic in because they would strike the live. So welcome, OpinionGuru TV. We're live. I'm trying to set up the power bar just in case the battery on the phone, because I'm not sure when I'm gonna be able to do it again. So just to keep the power going, man, it's hard to put this power cable in. So we'll just see how long the battery lasts. I was trying to plug it in, but this gimbal is very tight to plug it in. I'm using the Smooth 5, and it's right up against the axle or whatever they call it, so it's hard to plug it in. We'll see how long the battery lasts. I'm doing over an hour, so we'll see. We'll see how long the battery lasts. But music is playing, so you know the deal. I have to hopefully prevent the music from being recognized by the algorithm. So we'll see if I'm doing a good job. Hopefully. But now it seems like it's gonna rain because I'm getting drops of rain right now. So not sure what's gonna happen because this gimbal is not waterproof. So I mean, the phone is pretty good with water, but the gimbal, not so much. So we'll see. I'll go as long as I can. Guru family, welcome. Welcome to the live. Please, thumbs up. Please, thumbs up. Toyota Camry, welcome to the live. New Toyota, welcome to the live. we're heading up to College Street. Most of these buildings are hospitals, and some of them, at least most of them, like, they are the best in the world. You know, Canada, the best healthcare system, the best doctors, the best nurses. So this is where we are. I think another name for it is Hospital Alley, because it's hospitals on both sides. See? So most of these high-rises are hospitals, and they are the best in the world. Canada has a very good healthcare system. So we are on University. And it's like a dance party. People just shaking a leg, shaking a hand, shaking a head, shaking a finger. Everyone is doing something. They are enjoying the music. I know it's serious issues being discussed, but the music kind of ease everything. Yeah. Because at this moment, everyone is in a good mood. Look at it. It's like a dance party. Look at it. It's like a party. Yes, the rain is holding. So I guess I can go a bit more. Please, thumbs up. Thanks for all the thumbs ups. Please, thumbs up. So I think they're gonna talk again. I guess not, because the music died down for a bit, so we'll see. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Guru family, thank you. All the visitors, thank you. Welcome to the live. We're in Toronto, Canada. We're at University and College Street. And we're here. Let's check out some of these dance moves here, because some of these people seems like they know what they are doing. Let's see what's happening. Yeah, they seem like they know. Look at that lady in the black. She's moving right on time, right on the beat. Yeah, they seem like they know what's happening. They seem like they know what's going on. Yeah. Yeah, they are doing their thing. Look at all the moves. People shaking a hand, shaking a foot, shaking the head, shaking the finger. Everyone doing something. Music is hidden. It's like a party down here. Look at the move. Watch it. Watch it. Yeah. 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 Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah. Catch it. Catch it. Woo! Say woo! Watch it. Watch the move. Yeah. Yeah. So we're just waiting until the speaker is ready. Yeah, she's doing her thing. She's doing her thing. You gotta admit, she's doing her thing. Yeah. So I guess the speaker is gonna come on now. So I'm gonna remove my mic. I'm gonna remove my mic.
So up next, I'd like to introduce Lama, queer Palestinian, who will do poetry and speak.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me here, Professor Beverly, and No Pride in Policing. Salam, I'm Lama. I'm an Egyptian Palestinian settler. I was driven from my lands by capitalism, displacement, and colonial legacies. I spend most of my days here supporting queer and trans refugees and immigrants in the city, and systems here that are built to kill and marginalize our community, and then have the audacity to rainbow wash it. We are here to reclaim pride, because pride was not brought by TD, was not brought by RBC, it was brought by Black, Brown, Indigenous, and racialized queer and trans ancestors, elders, and youth. There's no pride in corporate pride, no pride in settler colonialism, and no pride in pinkwashing the genocide ongoing from Turtle Island to Palestine. Genocide is a crime. Now I will read a poem I wrote after my mother called me the morning after Shireen Abu Akleh was murdered. A Palestinian journalist whose voice and face sat in the homes of many Palestinian homes, especially in the diaspora, where we learned about our culture, our people, and what's happening to our siblings back home. That call was very quiet,
and reminding me of being a confused little kid trying to understand what's going on in my homeland and why I'm not allowed back home. When our heart aches and throat chokes in disbelief, we don't know what to say. So I wrote a poem about that. Mama, what do we say when someone passes away? When they're stolen from us? When they know they should have been alive today? What do we say when too many lives are stolen, taken, murdered, cold-blooded? Hot blood boiling on warm sand, sand that never settled, rising and raging with the marches of the people of the land. Sand surging above blood, sand that won't rest till justice is served, till land is back, till its people can defecate in joy. Pick oranges from gardens, crack open cold watermelons, and eat the fruits of our liberation. But Mama, what do we say when they greenwash blood-soaked soil in the name of saving the trees? Olive trees older than Jesus making it to the land, ripped from the root. Mama, how can we plant more trees when they won't let us into the land? What do we do when seeing our own on screen as martyrs is the routine? When heart is so tired, it's numb and we weep in guilt. Mama, why are you quiet? Can we be tired? And how do we bring back a life? Does it come back with the land? So these are all questions I sit with often. I ask Mama many things, but sometimes even our elders are choked up and can't speak. But you know what? Our liberation is inevitable. And our holding of liberation, it's in our hearts, it's in our palms, it's in our feet, it's in our dance. Liberation is inevitable, and our coming here together is incredibly powerful because just our congregation is a threat to the state. Us being here is a threat to the state. And I'm so proud and happy to be here. This is our pride. Our pride is in revolution. Our pride is in our struggle for liberation. And our liberation, our collective liberation, queer liberation, Black liberation, Indigenous liberation, Palestinian liberation, trans liberation is inevitable. And that scares them. So we will continue showing up. We will continue being here. And we will continue to be loud as fuck. Happy Pride, everyone. Happy Abolitionist Pride, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mama. Up next, it's my pleasure to introduce Mina Joe from Butterfly.
Thank you, my beautiful fellow queers. Is it okay if we just talk for a minute? Yeah. The shouting can be challenging. Also, isn't it challenging to be here? I mean, I'm so glad to be gathered. I'm glad we had music, thoughtfully organized buses, and everyone for coming out. I really want to thank you for not forgetting the sex workers also amongst the queers. So let's be real. Anyone who knows a bit of history about Pride knows they have always targeted sex workers, specifically Black trans sex workers, is the history of Pride. It's why we have parades today. And this is still going on. So thank you to everyone for being here. Thank you to No Pride in Policing for not forgetting us again. Throughout history, every once in a while, there has to be a wave of saying, wait a minute, this isn't just a party. Pride was a riot. Pride was a protest. And that's why we're here to say, fuck the police. That's why we're here to say, sex work is work. That's why we're here to say, get the fuck off our disabled people, our Black people, our Indigenous communities. Stop targeting us. You know, and again, I want to be partying at a parade. I don't want to be here early in the morning. I mean, I love my friends. I love seeing all you here. I also want to be, at home recovering because I danced my little ass off at the New Hope Queen stage. Right? But here we are, and thank you for being here too. Even, Butterfly, we went on a field trip this week. We went to Hamilton, we saw waterfalls. But even as we know our members gathering, we have to have a good time too in between the difficult challenges. We're eating our ice cream, and instead of just relaxing, telling jokes, our members, our main organizers, we have to be talking about Newmarket. The city of Newmarket just passed blatantly racist laws. They want to target low-income Asian women. Low-income Asian women who opt a lot without status, who don't speak English, thinking, oh, easy target. You know what? We hate sex work. We don't want this in our city limits. Let's get them out of here. And now we need to fight against these bylaws, and we ask you to stand with us as well. And it's not just that. It's also Bill 251. Have you heard of this? It's the Combating Anti-Trafficking Bill that now has been passed. And do you know what this bill does? By the way, $307 million going to police for this, in the name of saving sex trafficking victims. Shame, because we're saying we don't want you to rescue us. We want our rights. Do you know what they're doing with this bill? This is a sneaky way to get more power to police to target our communities. The same communities they've always been able to target, right? Those most marginalized amongst us. That bill, again, this is passed. It allows them to enter, search, question anyone, take anything they want without a warrant. This is now allowed. It is unprecedented, this type of legislation, and it's been passed under the Ford government. This is what we're up against. This is why I can't just be hanging out, chilling in a waterfall. You know, I don't want to just be chasing waterfalls, I want to be bathing in waterfalls. So thank you again for sharing this platform with us. Butterfly itself is a platform. It's a platform for Asian and migrant sex workers. It is our support network. Because those of us who wouldn't be able to be loud, we're invisible, not able to speak out, but we are powerful together, and we say no. When City Hall in Toronto tried to pass these bylaws like this, specifically targeting our communities, and this is what goes on, they thought they could just slide it under the table and nobody would notice. But 300 of us showed up, stood up with translators and demanded that we be heard. And let's celebrate a win. We won something that day, not that day, but we have won through our fighting. One of the bylaws said you're not allowed to lock your doors. We don't trust what's happening behind your closed doors, so you cannot lock doors in your business. Imagine being shamed. Imagine being a worker and you need to choose between risking getting thousands of dollars in bylaw tickets, because these bylaw officers specifically want to target Asian businesses and come again and again like bullies, like gangsters, coming in and enforcing this. Or choose between the risk of being robbed or assaulted. Because knowing you are a marginalized community that will never be supported by the police, people target us. I want to read some quotes. Again, because it's not just for me to have my words, but Butterfly is a platform, and let me share. Oh, here's one quote I want to read, because some people have talked about the Pussy Palace. Have you heard also there were bathhouse raids called Operation Soap? And they talk about the humiliation of people having to stand in the streets in their bath towels. The judge, when it read the reading for the Pussy Palace, it said, I'm going to read this quote, compared the raid to a strip search, and that it was one of the clearest cases of inappropriate law enforcement. Well, this happened, shame. And this happens still every day going on. They raid our in-calls, they raid our massage parlors. Again, in the name of saving us, right? Us poor victims of trafficking. Then why are we standing only in our underwear being forced to be questioned? Why don't you let us get dressed? This is how you treat victims you're trying to save? Here is a translated quote from one of our members of the experience. 4 police officers and bylaw officers came together. They were extremely violent and rude. They ordered us to face the wall, and we were not allowed to talk. They treated me like a criminal as they searched my place, including all the drawers, wallets, even my underwear, without a warrant, and they left my room a mess. Another experience translated by our member. The bylaw officers acted like gangsters. They were so rude and searched everywhere. They flipped the towel of the massage table, made a mess. I was treated like a criminal. And a few more quotes. I have to choose between being robbed and assaulted or being charged and fined. I don't know why I have to be punished when I just want to protect my safety. Emmy says, I locked the door even though I might be charged because I still need to have my life to raise my children. I recognized the robber from a picture shared by other workers, and he was not able to come in and he left. That is another example of how we, within our own communities, we have measures to protect our safety because cops have never done this. In the name of really just targeting sex workers, are they busting in and saying that it's for anti-trafficking? Then why are you sending us to immigration and just deporting us when you catch us? So we need you allies to stand with us, to know about Bill 251, to know what's happening in Newmarket. You can go on the butterflysw.org website to sign the petition against Newmarket today. I'm going to read another quote. Because truly, these kind of measures only make it harder for true victims to come forward and get support. I was locked by chains and weights on my wrists and legs. I felt like I was being treated as a murder suspect. They did not allow me to make a phone call or contact other people. This is Mimi, who was detained for 3 months in an anti-trafficking investigation as a suspected victim. That's how we treat our victims. And then what happened to Mimi? She was fucking deported. I'm going to read one more quote. Because our members really are just trying to support, they just want to continue to work and support their families. I can rely on myself. I have a job and I take care of my family. I contribute to the economy. It is a blessing. It doesn't matter what industry I work in. I don't embarrass myself or others. So we make some demands and I ask you to stand with me. We ask for status for all. Decriminalize sex work. No to racist bylaws. No to increased policing. We demand rights, not rescue. And from our beautiful community here, we demand solidarity, not rescue. If you'd like to take another direct action, again, please check out Butterfly. Get a sticker if you didn't get a sticker yet. Be in the club, it's cool, it's down. And if you'd like to do a direct action and you have something to give, you can check out alchemyofgiving.com to support more sex workers who are in very precarious situations and can use your direct help today, whatever you can offer. Thank you so much.
Migrant sex workers under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Asian sex workers under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
Migrant sex workers under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
I know, I'm trying to. So I don't so far away. It's my pleasure now to introduce our next speaker, Aisha Benjamin.
Hey folks, I lost my voice over the weekend, so I'm gonna try my best. I'm very happy and honored to be sharing some words with y'all. I come as a visitor here from Algonquin and Anishinaabe territory in so-called Ottawa, and I am a criminalized and illegalized migrant who is facing deportation to so-called Morocco based on criminal inadmissibility that was imposed on me back in 2016. Since I got out of prison, where I spent 5 years in 2018, I've been involved in some abolitionist organizing. Grateful for the colleagues who welcomed me and the comrades and the homies who took me in as a community member and were able to organize around the prison in Ottawa against the police in Ottawa and the attacks they carry on our communities. For example, the murder of Anthony Oust, the murder of Abdulrahman Abdi, the murder of Greg Ritchie, and so many more. But I just want to say that, of course, as everyone knows, our struggles are interconnected. There is no queer and trans liberation without police and prison abolition. There is no police and prison abolition without decolonization. So I'm not interested in asking these people for nothing, even though I have to do it to gain my status, hopefully at some point. But I'm not interested in asking these people for status because I don't see them as legitimate. These powers and structures that exist, that keep us down under their boots, they are not legitimate power over us. These man-made institutions that literally carry out a genocide must be abolished immediately. Who cares about what the future holds? We can build the future together. But we can build it outside of any form of control or domination. We can be free. That's why it's sad for me sometimes to see like Pride being relegated to one weekend. And then like what, the rest of our life we're just gonna be living hiding, being assaulted in the streets for the way we are? Because that's what happens, you know? People throw shit at you, people call you names, and yeah, and like if it wasn't for the community, like a lot of us feel a lot of just shame and shit walking down the street, you know? And when I first, the first queer folks that I met in my life were the uncool ones, you know? The ones that never get invited to parties, never get invited to like dance parties, the ones who are on the block making money, trying to survive against this, you know, cisgender patriarchal state. And, you know, a lot of folks in our community in prison repress their queerness and act in very violent ways. But I love them still, because those are my people, because I know where they come from. I know where they come from, and I have to treat them kindly in a way, if I can. You don't have to, no one has to. But if I have the capacity to, I can. Because I know where my people come from. I know what type of trauma, what type of, you know, what type of like, you know, what type of violence they're facing in order to become and to be condemned to a state of brokenness. And our goal as a community is to fight for each other, to be able to get out from the state of brokenness that the state condemns us to. And we can only do that through sustained struggle for liberation, for decolonization, and for, you know, our communities to be strong. You know, I would like folks to think about, on this moment, about all the queer and trans folks who are held at borders, who are in refugee camps, who are, you know, being assaulted on a daily basis in very egregious ways in these spaces that are hidden from us. That's why our movements, they have to be transnational. They have to be internationalist. We have to fight these borders to international struggle that doesn't give a fuck about no borders. Where everyone that doesn't care about no borders, because these borders are man-made, they're fake. And people who are struggling, who are facing all these repercussions, they deserve justice regardless of their art. I understand why we ask for status, but my goal in life is to live in a world where borders don't exist. Where queer and trans folks can just like move through the land like they always done, like our ancestors always done. Moving to the lands without no militarized forces there to control you. No CBC appointments that you have to go sign in every Monday. We want to just like be able to exist. And it's not very hard, it's not very much we're asking for. We're asking for like our dignity, you know? We're not only asking for the basic things because everyone deserves what they need in life. We want everyone to be able to live to a point of fulfillment. Why can we not have that? Why can we not have people living? Are we like asking? No, we're not asking for too much. The only thing They're keeping this power in their hands in order to continuously oppress us. Look at what's happening right now in prisons, and a lot of people don't talk about it. But there was a report, for example, that came out a couple of weeks ago about anti-blackness in prison and anti-indigeneity, showing that like black and indigenous people are serving longer time, they're not getting parole, they're classified to maximum more than other races. Of course, this is natural. The prison is one of the pillars of the carceral state. It is one of the arms of the state. You know, there's turfs who are taking over the prison movement. They are basically advocating, instead of advocating for everyone to be out of prison, they're advocating for what they call, quote-unquote, same-sex prisons. So that way we can cage our trans skin in them, because they see them as predators, they don't see them as human beings. All I have to say to these turf is to fuck off, okay? I understand that those folks as well are living with trauma of sexual violence, and they are survivors as well, but it doesn't give them the right to stigmatize people, to, try to build more cages for humans. We're not going to accept that. The only solution to the violence in prisons is not to be any prisons. And we have to fight for that, because otherwise our kids are getting killed in there slowly and fast. And we are also getting killed in our communities. Our families are outside who are supporting folks who are criminalized and under constant stress to be able to just give their loved ones a little bit of safety or a little bit of money to make ends meet or to eat that day. But no, that burden should not be carried by these families, by our communities. We should not have that burden to begin with. That's why we have to take them to the streets on a daily basis until the revolution happens. Because otherwise, what do we have to lose? Some of us are already getting murdered through this genocidal system. We have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for your powerful words. Appreciate you being here with us, and we love you. So up next, we'll be moving on to Paula Young.
Yes, we're still here. I'm just taking a break. But I put my mic back in now, so to avoid the music as usual. By now you all know the drill. Yes, by now, you guys know the drill. The YouTube algorithm Yes. So I'll go walking again to see what's happening. So we're on the move. So it's Opinion Guru TV. We're live. We're on college. On our way from University Avenue, heading to Young Street. So I think the next stop will be Young and College, I think. Please thumbs up, please thumbs up. Opinion Guru TV, welcome to the live. So my mic is in to try and avoid the YouTube algorithm. It's very sensitive to copyright music. So that's what's going on. As soon as the speeches starts, I'll remove my mic so you can hear. Thanks for coming. Please thumbs up. Thanks for the thumbs up. Welcome, welcome. Opinion Guru TV, we're live. We're in Toronto, Canada. It's a warm day. The sky is gray. The rain was coming down just for a bit, but it has stopped, so it's all good. I'm not sure how long my battery is gonna last for. I tried to plug it in, but the gimbal, it's sitting too close to my phone's charging port, so if the live ends, you guys know I'm not being rude, but my battery died. But if I get a warning, I missed something a while ago, but if I get a warning, I'll tell you. I will say that I have to go. So we'll see. It's over 2 hours now. We have been live now for over 2 hours. So let's see how much longer my battery is gonna last. So I'm not sure they were supposed to walk here up to Young Street, but as you can see, the police has blocked off Bay, so the truck cannot pass, right? And the facial recognition van is also there, and the police has blocked off Bay and College. We're at Bay and College. The cops has blocked it off. I guess they don't want the group up to Young. So I don't know. See, the facial recognition van. Let me give a close up. So it's all blocked off. Police, they block off Toronto police, they block off College and Bay. They wanted to get up to Young, right? That black van right there is the facial recognition van. It's being used right now to block College Street, and ahead of that, it's another police van. I think that's a paddy wagon or something. So I think some of the organizers are right there talking to the police. I'm gonna see if they're gonna let them through. But everything has been peaceful so far. And now the police is coming into the mix. I am not sure what's gonna happen. So again, we are here, we are live. So no one can say this and that to you. You are seeing it live. So in case anything happens, you are seeing it live. So we'll see. Some of these drivers are blowing, they're angry. People are in the street, they are mad. So we'll see what's up. So I'm gonna remove my mic now and you can hear what's going on.
If you can hear me say pride is political. They didn't want us to get to our final destination. They've been set up here all morning. And now they're here. What really bothers me about this is that this is the way that they try to re-traumatize us, and they try to re-exercise their power against us when we come out into the streets to say no more. We said that we have an accessibility vehicle. We said that people have come here in the accessibility vehicle to take part in this demonstration, and that at the very least, if they wouldn't allow the truck to come through, let through the accessibility vehicle to allow our friends to continue to participate, but the police have said under no circumstances will they do that. But you know what, that's okay, because this intersection is our intersection now. These streets are our streets, and we're not finished with what we have to say this afternoon, so we're going to do it right here in the city of Toronto. Can wait. Pride is political. 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 Okay, thanks everybody. Keep the energy up.
Further ado, we'll get back to our regular very honored to introduce our next speaker, Ronaldo Walcott, author of On Property and the Long Emancipation, the 1992 Uprising.
Thank you. They really don't understand that abolition is well done. Right? We've been having a great conversation. And of course, you can't have abolition without black music. Those songs, pain and loss and love, take us through every single time. So I was asked to speak to May for 1992. And, you know, some people call it a riot. We call it an uprising. But I feel that Abdullahi and Senator called it it takes a riot. It takes a fucking riot to be heard. And we will be heard. Even if it takes another riot. Uprising is in black people's DNA. It is a necessary part of our political culture and our survival. From slavery until now, until today. May 1992 was in that tradition, the tradition of black uprising. Bad C organized that demonstration, did not know what hit them. But Bad C knew what the community, especially young black people, were dealing with. Police violence of all sorts. As you can see, the police thugs are lined up right there. This is a symbolic act of violence. Make no doubt about what we're witnessing. This is poor, black, working class communities every single day. Shame! Shame! So in 1992, around Young and Gerard, the windows began to break, and those of us who were there, we howled the deed. It was a release. It was a release. And I'm not just using this word because of Beyonce. It was a release. The running battles that ensued with the police shortly thereafter continued that necessary release. We need to pay homage to the many who made this city finally take anti-black racism somewhat seriously. And the putative lack of services and jobs that particularly young black people experience in this city of Consulate. Since then, anti-black racism has had to be addressed by our politicians, even if they address it through denial, and even if they address it through the kind of political force that we're witnessing right now. But I want to say to you today that black life is an ethical register. Black life is a kind of truth. It is the truth of the violences of the society that we live in. Black life is that truth. It reveals that truth. Sometimes it takes a riot to reveal that truth. May 4th, 1992, that is 25 years ago, we're still dealing with the truth of its revelation. When Beth Bain refused Chief Rayner's apology on behalf of the entire city of Toronto, it was in the spirit of black uprising. Today, as we march, we call uprising into being. Our very lives and the lives of coming generations depend on it. Rise up!
All right, I'm so excited, so honored to have brought Jeffrey McNeil home. His home is Phillips out in BC, but he's really at home here. Our wonderful Noble Talent member, the Jedi Warrior, magician, Jeffrey McNeil.
Wonderful biceps and Alan's quest. My name is Jeffrey McNeil Seymour. My spirit name is Sinhao. Sinhao means bobcat, or in pride I also like to say Simone. So, I am really honored and really thankful to be here today, to be with you all. I've flown out from so-called British Columbia. I'm from the Phillips, where the 215 unmarked graves issue has come out. We know that's all across this place called Canada. I carry some stories, and so I want to just share a couple points. Before this, I'm going to invite everybody to join the ceremony with me. It's really great that we're holding this intersection because I don't have to think about Northwest East or South. We're just going to go that way, and then that way, and then that way, and then that way. So, during my undergrad, I collected stories from some research practices of mine, looking at the lived experiences of two-spirit people in and around Kamloops. And one of those stories that was shared with me was of 3 sisters that were taken into the residential school. And it wasn't until they hit puberty that it was discovered that one of those sisters was endowed with a penis, and so the nuns cut off her hair and put her in the boys' dormitory, and that's where her story ends. So when we think about these unmarked graves, we can also know and think that, those unmarked graves are also some of those two-spirit youth and all those children that are there. I want us to think about not the Passion Olympics, I want us to think about our togethering. And so one of the prophecies that I wanted to share with you, that I think about, and the way that I interpret it is this. One of the prophecies says that when there's a large covenant of two-spirit people, those ancestors laid down these prophecies that there's that covenant of two-spirit people, that marks that great time of change that we are in. And that's that time right now. And so when I think about those ancestors, they didn't have a language about this to. So that's all of us. I'm looking around and I'm just seeing all these beautiful people. We're all here together. We're doing this important work. one of the other prophecies that I also think about is that there was a time before when we were having a hard time because there was these ethereal beings, these ethereal people that would just show up when the people were having a really hard time, and they would have medicine, and they would have good food. And then right now I'm on my cancer journey. I just had my 4th round of chemotherapy. I'm a land and water defender for my Kentucky territory. This work of fighting cancer on the land, in the water, I'm also fighting it in my body. This work has real implications on and in our bodies. So I want everyone to really look after themselves and take care of themselves and to think about who's standing you up, who's helping you along this way. So I just want to offer my hand and say thank you to all of our helpers, all the unseen and seen, and all those other undiscovered, all the undiscovered bodies that haven't been discovered. We have white academics in fucking Canada right now that are saying that there's no fucking proof. Like, it's so fucking gross. It's so fucking gross. So, one of the epiphanies that I've had on my cancer journey is just a couple weeks ago, and I live in Vancouver right now, that's where I'm receiving my treatment. And there's just so much fucking money everywhere. And I look around and I'm just thinking about, you know, these people that, like, we shouldn't have people asking for food. They shouldn't be going hungry. And so when I mentioned that prophecy, I realized I don't have to wait for that prophecy to start. We are that prophecy. We are that prophecy. So let's just look after one another. You know, if you have a few spare bucks. I saw a young man that I've seen a few times out on the street, and I was going into one of his drugs one night, and I said, "What can I get for you?" And he said, "There's a 4-pack of booze. It's on sale for $7." I went inside and I grabbed that from him, and when I brought it back out, he was like, "Thank you so much. Now I don't have to sit here any longer. I can go about my evening." And I was just like, "That's awesome." You know, that's awesome. So, when we can, just like help each other out. Let's be those ethereal beings. We are those ethereal beings. All of us LGBTQ, all of those sisters, that prophecy that I said to you, that's what's happening right now. So I'm just going to stop there. What I would like for my direction is just to join me. And if any of you are here to do a song and can join me in singing, feel free to jump in. I'm going to sing this Abolition honor song. One of the things that I did a year and a half ago, before I started, while I've been on this cancer journey, is I went and I did my ECHCA. My ECHCA is my vision quest. And so, as a land and water defender, my great-great-grandmother, Cicely Seymour, is documented in a Kamloops newspaper standing up to the original pipeline, that Trans-Canada pipeline. The Kinder Morgan pipeline comes through our fucking territory and more other territory than the whole route combined. And seeing her documented back in 1947 tells me that that is my responsibility as a Two-Spirit leader, as a Two-Spirit elder in training, as a sacred party auntie. That tells you what my responsibility is. And so my marking on my face, the line on my chin, is marked me as a chief speaker. By the matriarchs of my nation, the grassroots matriarchs, that mark me as a chief speaker. It's recognized here to do that work here. So, doing this ceremony that we're about to do right now, I just want to touch on police violence. As a land and water defender, when my community signed on to Kinder Morgan, I walked into our community announcement and the RCMP came up to me and they were like, "Hello, Jeffrey McNeil," and I was like, "Who the fuck are you? Like, why are you calling me by my first name? Like, then my what?" It's scary shit. I did my ceremony where I chose to do, where we were going to bring the filling of the pipeline underneath Sapacametla, the Thompson River. I went out for 4 days and 4 nights, and I laid out under, on my land, and it was just kind of funny because where it wound up being was like where all the men go to cruise for sex. So there was like lots of business happening around, and it's also Indian Beach, so it was really interesting moment of prayer. But my sacred fire, my relatives came out and looked after me in a really good way. And When the police, the RCMP found out that I was doing the ceremony, they sent 45 police officers to come and make sure that my ceremony wasn't violent, when in fact their actions were. So that tells me something though. That tells us that our prayer, that our coming together in this way, that's scary shit. So we're going to do a ceremony, we're going to inspire some fear. But I also want to share that as I'm on this sacred journey, yes, our anger and our, all our frustrations have place. But I also just want to invite people to think about them too, the implications of espousing fighting, all that anger. What I've learned is that when we come to confront these things, we can't confront in defensive anger. It has to be defensive love. Our resistance has to come from a place of love. It cannot be from a place of anger. We have to still remember that we're all just walking each other home. At the end of the day, we're all just walking each other home. One of my teachings is that, and this is a really big one to think about, but some of the people that come into your life that hurt you the most, on the other side of the veil are the ones that actually love you the most. And to reconcile that, to think about that is a really huge thing. So I just want to say, these dudes over here, they're just doing what they're doing. Let's not forget their humanity too. So I'm going to sing the song, and if I could get everybody to face this way to start, and then we're going to go clockwise. Yahweh, Christian, Haishka, Midwest, Ocean, thank you so much for joining me in And this way, I call out to this year to remind us to here in Toronto. the police also came and I was just also nervous. It wasn't my decision, but I'm not going to go into that story because I've had enough Mexican tonight. I just want to say Wakwashti in my language means I love you all. So that's kind of wrong, that's what I know.
We say no! Attacking parking campus!
We say no!
Police private prison!
We say no!
Corporate private cities, private lots!
To go!
Attacking parking campus!
We say no!
Police in private cities!
We say no!
Attacking parking campus!
We say no!
Corporate private Tories, private jobs!
To go!
Okay, request Jeffrey, that was beautiful. That was especially beautiful for me because for 17 years we've been holding the strawberry ceremony in Toronto. Pre-pandemic, we've been coming to police headquarters over here, and we will be back! We will be back! The government takes religion. As soon as our sovereignty practices the sense of love. All my relations are passing the microphones on the center and introduce our next speaker.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey and Audrey. So our next speaker is Robin Maynard. She's the author of Policing Black Lives and the co-author of Virtual Social Living.
Happy Pride, everybody. I was asked to speak about the ongoing importance of the uprisings of 2020. So I thought I would just bring in a few reminders. In the summer of 2020, there was an artistic disruption of the Egyptian Ryerson statue by BLMTO. Black folks in England pulled down a statue of slaver Edward Colston and dumped it into the harbor. In Montreal, following a defund the police protest, a statue of John A. MacDonald was toppled and his head rolled several feet away. A police station was burned to the ground in Minneapolis. You could call these acts of destruction, you could, but you could also call these acts of creation. Monuments to racial violence, so common still, uphold a world order in which Black and Indigenous people and racialized people hardly register as human. Every police station is a monument to racial violence. Every jail and prison is a monument to racial violence. And need to be destroyed and transformed into something to grow life instead of ending. In 2020, the world was reminded of racist monuments and the practice they uphold, and the surveillance and the brutality and the barbaric violence against Black people and Indigenous people, that these are not permanent, that they need not be permanent. For weeks and months, hundreds of thousands of people, historic numbers of people, came out onto the streets to demand a new world, to say that we deserve better, to insist that we can and will build a society without police, without policing, without caging human beings. This struggle is no longer in the public arena in the same way, but we can't underestimate what it means that over half of the population of Canadian cities, like Montreal and Toronto, over half of Canadians supported defunding the police. Underestimate the vital transformation undertaken by LATAM, by Toronto Freedom School, by BLMTO, by Hamilton Students for Justice, who have undertook enormous struggles to get police out of schools and won.
the wins go on. Students began to envision, parents began to envision, particularly Black and racialized parents and students, a society where children are not policed in their schools. And they fought and they won this. Institutions continue to entrench violence at every turn. John Tory, Doug Ford continue to invest more money, power, and legitimacy to instill more power into these institutions that maim and kill people who look like us. Anything that is made can be unmade. The end of slavery, of colonialism, these were deemed unrealistic and these were deemed unimaginable, probably even by those who were fighting against them. But we are building more livable worlds all the time. We are doing it today. We are demanding the presence of justice, decent food, decent housing, and we are building police-free futures. Because we believe that a world without policing and without police and without prisons are both possible and necessary. We are here as part of the long arc of Black liberation, of queer and trans liberation, knowing that these struggles are interlinked, that there is no liberation while we are being killed and caged by agents of the state. Walter Rodney says, another world is necessary, and we are building that world right now. Building a world where police and prisons are the past, and abolition is the future. Thank you.
Well, we're still here. We made it. There are a couple of people who are going to speak before me. Given the situation of the killer cops behind me deciding to block our path and block the accessibility vehicle, our friend Dua, who was trying to speak with the police and plead with them not to do this to no avail, wanted to say a few words. So everybody welcome Dua.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for organizing this event and showing people like myself here that there is true pride in being queer and being a community together, standing up for what we believe in and standing up for democracy, freedom, justice, and peace for all. Thank you. Why I have a pain today. About 2 years ago, I was in my home, and I was forced to leave my home because I was an occupant at the home, paying rent for the room there, and my ex at the time wanted me to leave. I was trying to pack up my belongings, including a tent and everything that I owned, when the police lost their patience and decided to apprehend me then and there. I lunged for my bed, and the result was that my hip was slightly displaced, causing sciatic nerve pain for the last 2 years. I have had a broken foot at the beginning of September. At the same time, I was homeless, and I was staying at a shelter where I was advocating for somebody outside the shelter that was being discharged by staff there. I was told that I was interfering with staff matters and had to be discharged as well. I was in a wheelchair at the time, with central intake having no other spots for persons with accessibility needs, so I was forced to the streets for 3 days in a wheelchair. I have PTSD, so I cannot actually sleep on the streets without getting night terrors. So I found a washroom where there was a stretcher in a social housing building where I locked myself up and slept there for 3 days until Streets to Home said to me I have to continue calling central intake to get another shelter, which I finally did. But unfortunately, the situation with housing is that it's not a human rights approach, and people are being forced to the streets for various reasons instead of being supported. People with accessibility needs are being marginalized and pushed to the side and told that there's no place for them in our community, when in reality, our accessibility laws say that we are supposed to be making place for them, including people with disabilities. So what is going on in Canada today? 358 years ago, when the Europeans came and settled in, they signed up with the native people to protect planet Earth, protect Mother Earth. The only condition to living here and managing their own resources in their own communities was to protect the Earth. 358 years ago, what is going on? So I hope today that the authorities listening will mind the treaties that we have signed for years and centuries now, and remember the Universal Declaration of Human Rights that says everybody has the right to life, to freedom, to happiness, to human rights such as housing rights, and so on and so forth. Thank you all for listening. Have a nice day.
Let's hear it for Dua. The next person that is going to come to the microphone has spent the last couple of years raising her voice and joining this call for us to defund and abolish the police. She started doing so after her daughter, Regis Korchinski-Paquette, died in May 2 years ago after falling from a high-rise building at 100 Hyde Park after a police intervention. And Claudette and her family have gone through a lot over the last 2 years. But whenever I'm out in the streets of this city, I see Claudette and her kids, I see her husband, and they don't just show up to the demonstrations. They usually come with food, because Claudette loves to cook for everybody. Claudette doesn't want anybody in her presence to go hungry. And despite everything else that she's dealing with right now, she finds a way to feed her community, to support people around her, to support other parents who have lost their children to police riots, connecting with Black and Indigenous people across this country, sharing condolences, sharing support, building networks. You guys don't see all of the work that Claudette is doing on a daily and weekly basis, but many of us know, and we're very, very grateful to have her today. Please welcome Claudette to the stage.
Hello everybody, and I want to thank everybody for coming out and having me come out today. I truly appreciate it. But I'm going to talk about my daughter because I made a wellness call. 2020, May 22nd, I had to have help come into my home because my daughter had a seizure. Okay, so first of all, this is how it all started. They meet us at the elevator, the come. And there was about 5 or 6 of them. And then we're explaining to them my daughter had a seizure. I asked them if they could take her to campaign. All they keep in there is for 72 hours. She would have been fine. But in return, they say they're not removing anybody from my house. So she had asked if she could go to the washroom. And if you're not removing anybody from my house, why does she have to ask you if she can use her own bathroom? She was in my apartment for less than 2 minutes. I heard her scream, "Mom, help! Mom, help!" And the last was like, "Mom, help me!" But I was so angry, I didn't go into the apartment because I assumed they were just putting handcuffs on my daughter and they were going to take her to Tammy. What they did was they broke her vocal cords. That's why you didn't hear her scream anymore. And then they picked my child up and threw her off the balcony. So I really need people to stop saying that she fell from the balcony. Oh, hell no, she didn't. The Toronto police killed my child. It's very sad that we have to be punished for the color of our skin. And that's what's going on here in Canada. I didn't ask to be black. Okay? This was a gift from my parents. And I'm proud to be black now. But I didn't ask to be black. No one should be charged for the color of their skin or what they look like. It's not right. Now we're going to talk about government housing, feeding the poor. Look what country we live in. We live in Canada. This is supposed to be the land of opportunity, not for us to be starving, not for us to be homeless. We go to Ottawa to feed the homeless, but where does Justin Trudeau live? I believe it's Ottawa. You know, Andy, the white people that came here to Ottawa, the police were feeding them, giving them blankets. What's up with that? But the people that live
So my battery is dying. I'm gonna try to plug my charger in, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna end the live. Yes, my battery is dying. It says I have like 10% left. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna try and plug my battery pack in my bar. So my power bar. So I'll see. My battery is dying, so I'll try and plug the power bar in. So I may go a little bit longer, but I don't know. I'm gonna see where I can go to plug it in. Okay, let me go up here to see if I can plug it in up here. Yes, I'm gonna try and plug my power bar in, and then I walk back down, but my battery is dying. I'm gonna do my best. Let's see. Whoa, 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 whoa. See? Whoa. I'm trying. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's what happened. So, I'm still live. So I'm gonna try and plug my power bar in. so I don't have to start the live again. See, I'm not too far away. The crowd is down there. So let's see. I'm gonna try. Okay, the bar is in. So now I'm gonna try to see if I can get it back on the gimbal. So thanks for sticking around. Let me try and set this back up. So let's see. Let's try. So we'll see. I'm gonna try and power up now to see. Okay. It seems like it worked. So I'm gonna go back down now. And so you guys can hear a bit more on what's going on. Yes, let's see if this is gonna work. It looks like it's getting some power.
They are all liberal. All of them are praying that we will shut the fuck up and go home. They don't have a solution for policing. They want us to close our eyes, put our hands together and pray, and hope that maybe one day in the future the police will stop harming and killing us. But they do not offer a solution. And of course, the racist and conservative people who write me on Facebook and tell me that if I have a problem as a black person, that pride is not for me, that I should go to Caravana and raise my voice. We know that those fuckers aren't the answer either. And we're not hearing that. We're not here to listen to that. offering a solution are the people who are recognizing that it cannot go on this way, but that it will unless we intervene. Those are the people who are offering a way forward. And so every opportunity that you get, that you feel the strength to raise your voice, whether it be in the places where you go to work, whether it be when a candidate for municipal office knocks on your door this summer or fall and says, I want you to support me. And then you say, well, what about defunding and abolishing the police? Every opportunity where you can find the strength, talking to members of your own family or your friend group, if those are the people that you have influence with, the people around you who you love and you care about and spend your time with, if that's the only intervention that you can make, it is still enough. It is still worthwhile, and it is still moving things forward, because we are the future. What is gathered here today? We are the future. We are offering a solution for change. And so, I want to say thank you again to the entire No Private Policing Coalition for making today possible and doing all the incredible organizing behind the scenes that is necessary for an event like this. I want to thank our co-sponsor, No More Silence, for supporting us. I want to thank all of the people who have been drivers today, who drove the accessibility van, who drove the truck, all of the marshals, all of the people doing active listening, watching out for other people as we march. Thank you to all of you for making this possible. And even though it is Pride Sunday, you see that the police are faced this way. Even today, they are still spoiling for a fight with all of us here. And so, we have to continue to keep each other safe, and what that means now is that if you are going to leave this space and you need someone to go with you, come right here and talk to us. We will make sure that you get where you need to go. If you need money to take a cab, we will make sure you have money to take a cab. If you don't know where the nearest transit stop is, we will make sure you know how to get home. If you feel unsafe or for any reason need support, do not leave this place by yourself. Make sure that you come and talk to us so that we can support you. I have to thank our incredible interpreters who've been going for hours without break, and who come to our events time after time and make sure that what we're doing here is accessible to more people. Thank you so very much. We love you. Yeah, that's a good point. So, the nearest transit stop actually is over there at Yonge Street. But I would maybe suggest that you go in a different direction than that way, because the police can never be trusted. But please make sure that if you need any assistance in getting where you need to go, that you come and talk to us. If I've forgotten anyone or anything that I needed to mention today, yes? Oh. Yeah, so the importance of not going that way, I'm being told, includes that there is a facial recognition surveillance van parked just behind this police barricade. They don't have money for ODSP. They don't have money for social assistance. They don't have money to house anybody, but they have enough money to try and capture our faces during Pride weekend when we're coming outside to celebrate. So, University Avenue, the subway is this way where we just came from. And if you need any further assistance in getting where you need to be, come and speak with us. And I just want to say, the love and the solidarity and support that everybody has brought to this gathering today go away with that love and energy, and let's make sure that we meet again soon and make sure that we keep the connections going until that time. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Whose pride? Our pride! 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 I think we can get some DJ action back up here. I still feel like dancing a little bit. I don't know about you guys. Banners and megaphones. All banners and megaphones to the flatbed right now, please, if you could. Vests also with our vests, banners, megaphones to the flatbed, please.
So everyone is leaving now. So I guess that's it. The street is still blocked by the police.